Hello friends, welcome back. Today we're going to test if one value is below or at least as large as a number. So is below, use assert.isBelow or assert.isAtLeast to make the tests pass. And so once again, what we're going to be doing is using this REPL.it project. This is the code that we used for the last one. This is number 8. They do a good job of kind of numbering it and making it so that you can move through this iteratively. So here, on 9, we're going to say is below or is at least. So world.length, there's 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 letters, right? If we were to come back over to the terminal, we could stop the server and just start our node REPL, which is read, evaluate, print, loop. And that's just like a little program that makes it so you can just run short things. If you had a string of world and then you go .length, you're going to get the integer of 5, right? And so that's what we're looking for. And so here they say is below. So is this initial one 5? Is it below 5? Well, no, it's not. But is it at least? Is 5 greater than or equal to 5? Yeah, it is. So that's what we want to put in here. Is at least. And so that'll pass our first test. And so 2 times math.random. Well, we know what, if you go over back to the REPL, math.random is equal to a floating point integer in between 0 and 1. So if I just run a bunch of random ones by pressing up and then enter, up, enter, up, enter, you'll see that I get anywhere 5, 4, 1, 4, 4, 5, 7, 6. This is how you get random numbers in computer science. And so is 2 times a floating point number, is that going to be greater than or less than 0? Well, it's always going to be greater than 0, right? So we can say is at least. So is 2 times whatever greater than 0, greater than or equal to 0? Yeah, it is. So we're going to say is at least. And so 5 modulo 2. Okay, so do we know what 5 modulo 2 means? That means the remainder, right? So 2 divided by 5 is equal to what? Well, it's equal to 2 with a modulo of 1. So 5 modulo 2 is equal to 1. So is below is 1. So this is going to evaluate to 1. So is 1 below 2? Yes, 1 is always below 2. So here we'll go below. And so yeah. The cool thing about modulos is they'll tell you whether or not things are even. It gives you the integer. So 7 modulo 2 is going to be equal to 1. 9 modulo 2 is equal to 1. And so yeah. And if it was 4 modulo 2, then it would be totally different because that would be 0. So that would be the opposite, is at least. And so here, 2 divided by 3, it's always going to be less than 1. So is at least. No, it's going to be below. So this is going to evaluate to 0.66, and this is going to be 1. 0.66 is below 1. And so here we'll go is below. So yeah, that'll give you the answer. So now if I was running this in a local development environment, I would want to cancel out, here, because we're running this in REPL.it, they make it easy. We can just click run, or we can come back over to our terminal, press Control-C twice, and then we can go npm start. That'll get our server up and running again. Once it runs the tests, it's going to scroll through the tests. All of these tests are failing right now, except for the ones at the top that we're working through, which are these guys. And so if we scroll back up, we can see that is below and is at least are passing, which gives me the hint that we're going to be able to pass our tests now. So if I copy the quality assurance and testing with Chai and come back over to the free code camp, paste this into here, we can say we've completed our challenge. And so yeah, if you make a mistake and you say is at least or something like that, and you run the tests, make sure to scroll down to the bottom. The server will run. And you'll see that is below. Right now, this is not passing. Their comparisons are not working. So I want to scroll back down, and I'm going to look at our comparisons. So they're only going to show us error results from the tests that aren't passing. And if I look at the assertion error, it says it expects this 0.66, which is this guy, to be less than 1, which is this guy. And then if we look in the tests, unit test, so this is 1_unit tests.js 96. And then here it says 96, right? So that's the line that we're having our problem with. And so here they're saying that expect to be at least 1. So what we want to do is just change this to say is below. And so now we're passing the test like we were initially. So you want to stop and restart the server. And once the server starts up, we should be able to come back over to FreeCodeCamp and rerun the tests, and they'll tell us that we passed. So hope you guys enjoyed this one. We'll see you in the next lesson.